Cartoon Network has accomplished many things in the last 25 years, creating cartoons enjoyable for many groups of people. Every so often, they would dive into an era of mediocrity where the shows are far below average, but they always seem to redeem themselves. Today, I want to talk about where exactly I think Cartoon Network will be 5 years from now. One possibility is that the TV channel will have very few cartoons, much less than usual, while most of the stuff will be shown on the Cartoon Network app. I know that sounds weird to think about right now, but TV seems to be dying as everyone goes to streaming instead. People would much rather watch cartoons anytime they want than have to wait for new episodes to premiere on live cable, so it makes sense that streaming has become so popular. You also have to remember that Cartoon Network has been pushing their app more and more in the last few months, and I've seen constant commercials all about it.
Every single episode on the Cartoon Network app is unlocked all this weekend for realsies. Why? Because Cartoon Network has the greatest fans in the world.
New cartoon episodes show up on the app more and more, leading to an increasingly large amount of people watching stuff there. If this situation does happen, then in 5 years the Cartoon Network channel will be extremely different than it is today. Brand new shows would probably appear on the app and the actual channel would get much less ratings. In 2017, Cartoon Network's cable ratings decreased massively as they put a focus on their app. Perhaps 5 years from now, the ratings will be even worse since everyone's going to streaming. Yeah, those cable channels are probably still going to be around in 5 years, but I highly doubt they are going to be the main focus. Another possibility for Cartoon Network in 5 years is that we are going to be seeing another Renaissance era. We're kinda going through something like that around this time, but the network typically goes through different eras of good and bad qualities. We're in a decent one now, so they may release some bad shows in the next few years, but 5 years from now, we'll be seeing even better stuff. You may recall the late 2000s when we saw forgettable cartoons such as Sunday Pants, Squirrel Boy, The Secret Saturdays, and many more. These cartoons weren't necessarily terrible, but they were more negatively received than the shows that came out in the mid-2000s. However, a renaissance period began shortly after this as we saw cartoons like Regular Show and Adventure Time.
Mordecai, Rigby, why was that man running? No one seems to be chasing him.
I don't know, Pops. Why does anyone do anything in this crazy world?
I think a very similar thing could happen to Cartoon Network in 5 years. Recently, we've seen some terrible cartoons like the Ben 10 reboot and the Powerpuff Girls reboot, so there should be a jump in quality soon. One amazing part about this is that recently we've been seeing more original shows like Craig of the Creek, so that should be a good sign of things to come in the future. I'm hoping that 5 years from now, we won't be seeing as many reboots that are just based off previously popular incarnations of shows. It'd be nice to see something unique. Now, there is definitely a more negative path that Cartoon Network could take in 5 years because anything is possible. There's a chance that we'll see some even worse shows than the ones we've been getting, and we might even see a return to live action sitcoms. Of course, I'm really hoping something like that doesn't happen, and it's not likely, but it's still worth mentioning. Cartoon Network has dived into the live action stuff a few times in the past, but it typically didn't work. If they somehow run out of ideas for cartoons in the future, live action is going to be what shows up next. Please, Cartoon Network, never do this. There's a chance that in 5 years, Cartoon Network is going to have a brand new president. The current one, Christina Miller, has quite a bad reputation for ruining the network, but honestly, each president has their own problems. We've seen a lot of good and bad things happen from Christina's Cartoon Network, and things are going to really change with the next president. To give you a decent idea of what to expect, the previous Cartoon Network president is the one that made the live-action sitcoms happen. So yeah, in 5 years we could get a completely new head of Cartoon Network that could change things up in ways hard to imagine right now. In the end, the future is very unpredictable. Cartoon Network could go through another Renaissance era, move all their focus to the app, or get a new president that'll change things up. These are all possibilities, but hopefully the channel will still be worth watching 5 years from now. Anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.